Welcome to G Squad. I am your host Anastasia, and today I've been joined by a beautiful guest. She's called Judith. I'd like her to introduce herself and tell us who's Judith.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. My name is Judith Chemuuu. I'm a student of literature at University of Nairobi, and also I'm the co-host at Home of Reelers HR Media Group. Thank you.
Oh, so we are together in UN.
Yeah.
How is it going over there?
It's good. Exams.
So umemaliza ama bado?
No, Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So tunaongelelea kuhusu climate change. Ukisikia climate change nini inakuja kwa akili yako?
Global warming. Yeah, at large. So do you think that maybe weather changes ikikipwa in a long period of time is what maybe ni climate change? For an example, hii jua hata kama tunasemanga January it's for sun and all, but sasa hii jua imekuja at a level which ni excessive. Hivyo sasa ndio unasema ni climate change ama? No, I would not explain climate change. We are not going to one direction, but I want us to look at it in a wider scope. Want to look at it through what affects it, through what is the major challenges, and how is the government helping together with the citizens so that we can help cope with the situation as per now. Right now, as people have said that there is increase in climate change, that is the main problem, that the world leaders together with the citizens, together with the environmentalists, have come together and look at it. As we can see, I think last year at the end of the year, or even I don't remember well, there was a seminar going on in Egypt, COP27, and what they were talking about, it was about the increase in climate. It was deemed we have no time. And as you can see, right now the scientists are worried because there's increase in the optimum 1.5 degrees. It has become an issue.
So when we look at the population earlier, there was a way to the population was not that big, and by now when we look at for an example China, iko na more population than Africa as a continent at large. So do you think like venye population inende kikua and human activities obvious, lazima tutatoa land because we need buildings to cater for people and trees zote zitakatwa. So unafikiria that kuweka hiyo population ikiwa mingi maybe in affect this global warming?
Okay, this is what I say. Over the past century, population has increased from approximately 2 billion to 8.5 billion, which is at a very high risk rate. And as I may say, people are maybe worried or not worried. Okay, as population increases, people need land, as you have said. Human activities will increase. And also energy, the energy which the fossil fuels and all things will rise at a very high. The normal programming of our human will increase. So what we look at this, such things may happen, and it will lead to several factors, such as number one, urbanization. Because now the population has increased, you'll find a family. It will be hard for a family to provide to the children, plus I don't know even the extended family. So that the father or the mother will move to the urban center to look for a job. At the urban center, we know what's going on. There's industrialization. There is also a lot of business, a lot of car. People are hurrying, going to job. Now you see all this happens. It leads to what we call global warming because of the activities now that are taking place, and because of the population has increased at one place. It makes a place to become densely populated, which will bring all these activities to be done at a very high rate.
Now we are talking about urbanization from whatever that you have said, and now when people are building, this is to cater for their needs. They don't have a choice at all. And the government, maybe or maybe not, has stepped into this factor. Now, when I look at Kenyan government, tumeanza ku plant trees.
It's the 1.5 billion mission.
Yes. And now, when I want to look at this point in time, tumekuwa na that tumepanda miti, it's true. So na population pia inaenda increase. We can say that because tunapanda tree, the population will decrease. Bado tutakuwa na the stage that we need this thing to be kukuwa na watu na endol. Do you think that the government wakiweka maybe family planning to reduce the population, maybe itasaidia global warming?
I also think if we want to look at family planning, let's not lie to ourselves. If you see, family planning is not a thing that it has come recently, but
maybe let's say it was there in the past century, but over time it has improved. But has it like completely curbed population growth? No. Now what is the government supposed to do? Government should start, I think, at the rural areas, more industries to curb population pressure at the urban centers. I think that's the way to go. And another factor also you may look is the advanced technology in family planning, which you have mentioned earlier. So I think the advancement in medicine, the advancement in technology, you see it leads to industry. All this also, the same way it has been brought to the urban centers, to be pushed the same way to the rural areas, so that to curb the population pressure at the urban areas.
And now when we say that we are curbing the population with family planning, we have also religious leaders when you wanasema, that ukifanya planning, it's not good. So unafikiria that maybe hii inaleta controversials because we have global warming, we have the government, and we have religious leaders. So kuna kind of a conflict between these things that zina fight together.
My opinion at the moment is that let us look at the things that really matters right now. The opinion will always be there. The religious, religion, and I don't know the policies the government will implement. It will always be a controversy to the society at large. So for me, what I will say is that let us kindly look on the things that really matters now. Yes, we may go with the way the religion people are saying what, but they talk, but they are not producing a better solution to it. So what will the government do? The government will do what they see it will fit and suit the society and its citizen at large, of which I see it's the good way to go.
So when you talk about the government to suit people at large, they have given this GMO thing that also people wakona their own ways of kukua nayo. Na sasa tukisema that maybe let us cut this point of area na to plant GMOs, because GMOs is gonna grow faster. So meaning tukicut this place and we are able to grow this type of food within maybe a short period of time, na many people wanaweza feed nayo, kumaanisha we can cut vitu mingi. We can cut trees because we have these GMOs over here, and we can use these GMOs to grow the things that we need, we as humans.
GMO has been a controversial topic.
It's true.
Now that our government is trying to implement it for our country, I think the first time, if I'm not wrong. So I think the way to go about GMO is maybe for the first time most people are hearing about it. And when you look at the countries where GMO has been implemented, I don't see where the problem is. But during the week, as we are having a debate with my colleagues, they were saying that hawezi compare mtoto mwenye amefidiwa na GMO na mtoto mwenye amefidiwa with culturally plants, like the culture. Now you see those plants which are planted in our African societies and homes. They were saying that the demand of Africans is usually high, even unaona hiyo wenye kuna kwanga na brain drain Africa. So utapata daktari mwenye an African doctor akipelekwa majuu, yeye ndio atakuwa most intelligent like ataenda kuwa kuko sana kushinda huyo mwenye amempata hapo, because they were mostly fed with the GMO. But right now food imekuwa shida, si kweli? At the same time the government is trying to protect the environment, sindio? So at the same time they're trying to plant trees on a limited land, sindio kweli? Now what the government is trying to do, but at the same time you're saying they're trying to curb population. So we have this GMO electric to feed the people, and then they're trying to curb the population so that they can plant trees. I think it's a whole, what can I say? Like it's a whole thing that it's wanafaa kukaa chini, they look into it properly. Yeah.
So we tuko na Ministry of Land and Oil and all. Na sasa tukisema that tunataka wafanye like a community wajue ni what we will do next. Sindo? And we have like students. Like saizi wenye tumepewa hii syllabus mpya CBC, we need new classrooms and we need all. Anyway, that is not our topic. This is the thing. Hii population increase. Schools will need to be there. Houses will need to be there. Food will need to be there. And the government pia iko hapo. It needs to kuweka plans faster. And during this like state of our economy, which things umeona, first of all, the light energy inaenda kuongezewa. It is not yet sorted, but inaenda kuongezewa. And the food stuffs pia ziko high. So kuweka economy na kuweka government, ni kama ni kazi ngumu. Anyway, that is their job. But how will they cap this global warming? Putting it in the fact that wakona a whole set of things to get a copy.
Yes, I have to this is what I'll have to say. Number one, I think not only should we say what are the government supposed to do, but it always come back to us. You as a person, what are you trying to do in as much as possible, in as much as the government are also trying to find ways to curb this global warming. So this is what I'll say. I think I don't know if it is being utilized right now, but the issue of zero emission, we cannot curb, because now you see, for example, here in Nairobi, there's a lot of industries. You see, but how can it help? We can start help by the cars, the means of transport you are using first. I think that is the first step.
So banning the cars that are already
no, it is not like banning. We can introduce zero emission. The ones we can bring them into our roads. And then the issue of the next thing about what the government will be doing. I think the government, I need to concentrate more on rural areas. Like now you see that if you try to look into the matter deeply, the government we want to implement something, and we're starting in Nairobi, or we're taking it to Naivasha, we're taking it to Nakuru City. How about Bungoma? How about we take it to Taita Taveta counties? How about, I know they were saying there's this time during the campaign period, I don't know if it is like, if I heard well, they were complaining that now you see the Ruto, the president, our former president, they're saying that he has like, I don't know, 200, so I don't know, but it's a big acre of land. I know he's also trying to maximize and utilize that land to help curb global warming. Right. So it is not about the government. What about the business tycoons who have billions of acres in our country? What are they doing? Are they only starting industries anywhere they feel like, or are they trying to come and help us reach the 1.5 billion mission of planting trees?
So if I may look at it in rural areas, there are trees. Hakuna urbanization that big as an urban center.
I want you to look in this perspective. Yes, we see trees in rural areas, but has it reached the percentage that it is needed?
I think so. At some point.
No, it is not at some point. Okay, let us go to Garissa. What will you say about Garissa, a semi-arid area?
There are plants which can grow over there. The fact that the government has not yet implemented the plants that can be planted over there.
Exactly, and that's why the government should concentrate more on rural areas. You see, even while they bring the resources, they bring the jobs, they bring everything to the rural areas, it will even curb the pressure, the population density at the urban centers. People will not move again. People will be like, we have job creations. Tukayapa tusaidike kuliko kwenda kusanya.
So tukisema government ende build maybe uko structures, the structures. Na hapo hiyo land ndio tunasema maybe as Kenya let us put this land itusaidie, because tukiangalia place kama town or Nairobi at large, very few trees are there. Despite being capital city. Tuko na very little amount of trees zenye zinasaidia na fresh air ndol. Plus tukiangalia uko rural areas, tukieka buildings, this in effect because the part that inatusaidia sisi as Kenyans now to may destroy.
Okay, this is what I say. Also think at some point the people at the rural areas are being ignorant. There are trees, but what are they doing with the trees? They are cutting down the trees. Now what will happen? There will be deforestation. Now that is why people are being told, when you visit rural areas, maybe we want timber for building houses, we want timber to build schools, we want timber to blah blah blah. Now you see. So I think also the people, in as much as you say trees are trees ziko kwa wingi in the rural areas, over past time inaenda kuisha because people are cutting them down.
So unasema wana cut down not only to make buildings, but wana cut down to maybe feed their necessities.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. So tukiangalia countries kama USA, you know, those China and all wanatumia like these made plants. Not sio kwa mchanga and all made plants. Unaweza sema that maybe if we as Kenya try to implement this, maybe inaweza tusaidia in global warming, or maybe effect to zero, like we are doing nothing at all.
I'll try and say, in as much as they are trying to implement the made plans, I need our government to have to be keen and have a closer look at over the past years, has this thing helped those countries? Because now while we see and look at it keenly, those are the countries that wanna try. Ukijaribu kuangalia even the industrialization and everything they are doing, it only raise the temperature, the optimal temperature, which is 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is not helping. As Africans, what are we supposed to do? Let us just focus on what tumezoea. In as much as we are trying
to reach modernization,
modernization, tusiende na pace ile yenye itatufanya to regret our what tulikuwa tunafanya huko mbele, but tuende na pace yenye hata kama ni pole itasaidia pia the planet as
we take measures
exactly.
Step by step.
And also, as we are speaking right now, I was seeing somewhere that the research has found out that the rotation, this global warming thing and stuff, now the rotation of the earth imeanza kuwa slow. So at any point of the day, the inner core, it has stopped. And what will that mean? It's either be forever night or forever day. Now, how will the plants grow? How will the tree grow?
See, now that's why we have this we have these plants like for the US. They don't need soil, but they just grow up maybe kama venye GMOs in a group.
But you see, now
artificially.
That is what is leading to. Exactly.
So what is your parting shot? Like unasema government ifanye nini, as people we do what, so that we do this as a team?
Yeah, thank you. So my parting shot, I will not want to say that global or that population is the main factor as to what the earth is undergoing now, but also each factor leads to another factor. So what are you doing? This is what I'll ask the citizen and at large. In as much as the government, the United Nations, the environmentalists, they are trying in as much as possible to curb this global warming, what are we as citizens doing? Are we just going around littering, or are we disposing where it is supposed to be disposed? Even the smallest thing, even at the beach, what are you busy disposing the litters, or are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Yeah, that's my parting.
So as you've heard from Judith, what are you doing as a citizen to curb this? What is the government aiding in doing this? Well, to join hands to end this global warming thingy. And the weather is what we as humans, we are affected by it in very many ways, either positive or negative. So that's it for today. Join me another time as your host Anastasia Kiragu here on G Squad, and thank you Judith for joining us.
Welcome.
Bye.